What if planning a trip actually felt as good as the trip itself? Well, that's the big idea we're diving into today. We're going to deconstruct the pitch for a company called My3P. And they're not just building another app, they're aiming to build a whole new operating system for travel, designed to fix one of the most annoying frustrations we all deal with.
But seriously, just think about it for a second. We have these incredible supercomputers in our pockets, right? And yet, planning a vacation can feel like a part-time job you never signed up for. You see that perfect Instagram post and bam, inspiration strikes. But the moment you start to actually plan it, that's when the headache begins.
And there's a name for this feeling: digital DIY fatigue. It turns out the average traveler is bouncing between more than 20 different websites, apps, and blogs just for a single trip. I mean, we've all been there, drowning in a sea of browser tabs, trying to piece it all together. It's messy, it's exhausting, and let's be honest, it's a totally broken system. So before My3P even gets to their solution, their pitch does something really smart. It zooms in and puts a name to this core friction, arguing that the modern travel experience itself is just fundamentally broken. At the very heart of this problem is something they call the trust and transaction gap. Think about it. We get inspired by creators we genuinely trust, but then to actually book anything, we have to leap across this giant chasm to a totally separate world of booking sites. Trust lives on one side of the canyon, and the transaction lives on the other, and they almost never meet. And we're not talking about a small crack in the sidewalk here. This gap is a massive canyon. A wild 75% of us now say that social media directly influences our travel choices. We've totally changed how we discover places. We look to real people now. But the tools we use to book are still stuck in the dark ages. And here's the twist. This gap isn't just a problem for us travelers. It's a huge issue for creators too. All of their most valuable knowledge is essentially trapped. My3P calls it intellectually dead data because it's stuck in places like video captions or PDF guides. A computer can't ask a YouTube video if a restaurant is open on Mondays, which makes all that expertise pretty useless for any kind of automated planning.
Okay, so how do you even begin to fix a problem that big? Well, My3P's strategy starts by empowering the very source of all that trust, the creators themselves. The goal is to take all that dead data and turn it into a living, breathing, monetizable asset. The team uses this analogy that just makes everything click instantly. A Shopify for travel. It's so clear, right? This isn't just about giving creators another place to post content. It's a full business in a box that gives them the actual tools to build a real business from what they know. And this isn't just a concept. This is what that business in a box actually looks like. It's the My3P Creator Studio. This is where a creator's messy notes and random ideas get transformed into structured, machine-readable assets. Think of them like digital Lego bricks that an AI can actually understand and build with. It's a real dashboard for turning a passion into a profession. So let's look at what's under the hood here, because this is what makes it so game-changing for creators. There's a dynamic itinerary builder so they can package their knowledge into something people can buy, a full monetization suite for selling guides or consultations, and then you have instant payouts and automated operations. I mean, that right there solves the two biggest nightmares for any small business: getting paid and dealing with paperwork. It's the whole shebang. All right, so once a creator's expertise is all structured and organized, My3P unleashes the second part of its solution. And this is where the real magic happens. We're talking about moving beyond AI that just gives you generic suggestions to an AI that actually executes on logistics. And this slide really nails the key difference. We're all getting used to generic AI, right? The kind that scrapes the internet and sometimes, well, it hallucinates. It'll confidently send you to a museum that's been closed for 5 years. My3P's Agentic AI is a totally different beast. It's grounded in that trusted, structured data from creators. Its job isn't to write a nice paragraph. Its job is to check the facts, manage logistics, and fix its own mistakes. So how does it actually pull this off? It's a simple 3-step dance. First, it analyzes your request and compares it against the creator's rules. Second, it acts. It goes out and checks tools like Google Maps for real-time info like, are they actually open right now? And finally, it synthesizes all of that into an itinerary that is logistically sound and actually works in the real world. It's your co-pilot, not just a chatbot. And you can see here how these two core pieces create this incredibly powerful system. The Creator Studio is constantly making the high-quality fuel, that's structured, verified data. Then the Agentic AI Planner is the engine that burns that fuel to build you a reliable plan. You absolutely cannot have one without the other.
So we've got a fantastic solution for creators and a fantastic solution for travelers. But how does this all come together as a sustainable business? The answer lies in a self-reinforcing system, a virtuous cycle, where everybody involved comes out ahead. The business model is a classic flywheel, and it's beautiful in its simplicity. It starts with creators who provide that trusted, high-quality knowledge. That knowledge empowers travelers to have better, bookable plans. Those travelers are then connected directly to local businesses, which generates revenue that flows right back to the creators and the platform. Every single part of the cycle makes the other part stronger.
Let's just spell it out because it's so clean. Travelers, you get verified plans that you can actually book, not some generic list of suggestions. Creators, you finally get to turn your expertise into passive income. And the local shops, restaurants, and hotels, they get access to customers who are ready to spend without wasting a dime on ads that don't work. It is a true win-win-win.
But here's the thing. A marketplace is really just the beginning. The final part of this pitch reveals the true scale of the ambition here. This isn't just about launching a new product. It's about building an entire new infrastructure for the future of how we travel.
The ultimate vision, the moonshot, is to become the execution layer for all creator-led travel. Think about that for a second. They want to build the foundational ground truth data layer for travel built entirely from verified human expertise, a layer that could power a future of truly autonomous, seamless, and trustworthy travel planning for everyone.
And underpinning this entire massive vision is a deep foundational commitment to trust. Now, things like being EU sovereign and GDPR compliant might sound like boring fine print, but in an era of data breaches and AI gone wild, this stuff is critical. These aren't just features, they're a fundamental competitive advantage.
Which brings us to the core thesis of this entire venture, and it's perfectly framed as a powerful, provocative question for all of us. As generic AI continues to flood the world with an infinite sea of information, is verified, trusted human expertise the new gold? My3P is betting the house that it is. And that, right there, is a fascinating wager on the future of both technology and travel.